Hey folks, episode 65 of Podcast Fat Boy is here. I know you've been waiting. I know it's been a while. Got lots of stuff to talk about. I'll try not to go on too long, but you know how it goes. And let me tell you, your day just got better because this episode is brought to you by the 30-year anniversary of the Chevy Chase Demi Moore classic, Nothing But Trouble. Now, I don't know if you've seen Nothing But Trouble. Most people haven't. Most people have heard of it. It did not do well. But if this plot does not entice you, I don't know what will. Chevy Chase, Demi Moore, John Candy, and Dan Aykroyd are nothing but uproarious in this cockeyed comedy, packing more ghoulish glee than Beetlejuice. Okay, I don't know if that's exactly true. There's a lot of ghoulish glee in Beetlejuice. I think it's known for it. I don't know if they're referring to the number of ghouls that you kind of see, because then they're way outnumbered in Beetlejuice. I don't know if Beetlejuice is a fair way to compare this movie, and I'll get to that after the intro. But anyway, if you haven't seen it, welcome to Vulcanvania, okay? It's the Twilight Zone of speed traps. One wrong turn off the New Jersey Turnpike, and stock market whiz Chase and investment lawyer Moore end up there. One minor driving violation, and they're hauled off by Vulcanvania's finest, John Candy, to the part courtroom, part funhouse of 106-year-old Justice of the Peace Alvin Vulcanheiser, played by Dan Aykroyd. I had no idea he was 106. From frying pan to fire, Nothing But Trouble and Candy and Aykroyd in 2 tasty rolls each is a howl.
Who's a fat boy?
Okay, now guys, Nothing But Trouble. If you haven't seen it, you have to see it for a number of reasons. It's kind of an insane movie that exists. Chevy Chase is the star of it. He looks so miserable through the whole thing. You can tell he really did not enjoy filming it. He's just kind of being a little bit more extra asshole than we're used to seeing with Chevy. And his old buddy Dan Aykroyd is trying to get him some work. I don't know, did they run into a little bit of a rift after that? I wonder if they've talked after this movie. Dan Aykroyd, the only movie he's ever directed in his entire career, he has one director's credit, and it is this movie, Nothing But Trouble. And, when you're a kid and there's no internet that exists and nobody, you don't find out how bad things are right away, and you just it's really just based on your own feelings of it. I never knew it was so critically panned. It was so, it's stupid and it's bad. And I always hated the ending of it, but critics hated it. And it, it was nominated for all those Razzie Awards for, worst picture, worst director. John Candy even got one for worst actress because he plays a woman character as well as another character. And yeah, they're playing different characters. They're trying to have some fun here. There's some good moments in it and just other crazy stuff like Digital Underground is in it, and Tupac Shakur was a backup singer for this group, and he appears in the movie and he's singing. It's friggin' insane. It was it was that group and that song that started it all for Tupac Shakur. He had 5 years of just a rise to stardom. And it was all because of that song. And, Shock G taking him on the road. Shock G died, the head of the Digital Underground. Other thing I learned, I've seen this movie so many times, I had no idea that him and Humpty Hump were were the same guy. He plays a character named Humpty Hump in his act. And they are 2 different people because they do a gag in the movie where Shock G turns his back and then Humpty Hump comes up and starts doing his thing. I got fooled by a fake nose. I cannot believe it. You see those stupid fake nose glasses in the goddamn novelty shop and you think nobody's actually using this as a disguise. This isn't going to work for anyone. And sure enough, for 30 years, Shock G fooled me. I found out when he died. I was like, wait a second, he's up. Anyway, guys, we're 5 minutes in. I've been talking about nothing to trouble. You know how this shit goes. You know how it goes on this podcast. We do not bow down to any pressures of quality or content. We go with what we know, and that is our gut. So I know you know, it's a tough time and everybody needs to just hear a thing or two about the world and you know, you're looking for some laughs and, you know, Nothing But Trouble is going to give it to you. Okay, folks. So check it out. Last time I talked to you, it was the day I went on set. Man, that's pretty crazy that I recorded on a day that I shot. A little ambitious for me. Should have maybe been focusing a bit more. Everything went fine. It was your classic day player experience, full of me, you know, snapping at a crew member, not taking shit, because I don't anymore. You know, I'm at that fucking part of it now where, yeah, I'm not going to put up with much shit and I don't care about what people say and all that stuff. So if I feel like I'm being disrespected, I'm going to let you know. Okay, crew members. Okay. But overall, it was a pretty good day. You know, it's a fun little thing that happens and you could tell people. And, you know, I just have to book, I don't know, 40 more of those roles this year. And I should have an okay salary. Okay, you know. Be getting a few extra listeners. I'd like to welcome everyone from the Canadian Podcast Awards, or whoever's been checking out that site. And, you know, I added it to their database. Didn't really realize that it would be posted on their front page. So, you know what? Some people are seeing the logo maybe and going, what the fuck is that? And then they come here and they realize, oh, this guy's just losing his mind a little bit. He's not quite with it. What is he trying to lose 10 pounds for 10 years? What this is sad. This isn't a health podcast. I nominated it to see if it would get an award. I honestly didn't. I just did it. I wasn't expecting anything. It didn't happen, but I'm like, oh shit. You know, I nominated a friend's podcast that was not in their system on the last fucking day and they got nominated for a category. And I was like, oh shit, maybe, you know, it's in my mind, there's not thousands of submissions coming in. It's probably a handful here and there. Probably not a ton. I'm going to say 300, maybe, you know, who knows? I don't know if it's important or what. I'm sure it will be one day. But if you are from that site or whatever it is, welcome to the show. And this is what it is anyways. God bless you. Take care. Had a COVID scare this week. That was fun. A week ago today, I developed severe chills that I could not just shake. And I know that chills are one of the symptoms. So I started freaking out a little bit. And, you know, I had to go out of town on an emergency thing. And, you know, I just, I was feeling off, man. I was feeling real off. So, you know, I finally went and got tested. It was very quick. The results came back within a day. I was negative, thank God. But I finally had the brain tickler. You know, those people that get the brain tickle. You know, not everything's a rapid test in this world, okay? I've had 2 when I was on set for the rapid test, but I was like, I kind of want to have the brain tickler to say I've had it, I've experienced it. I want to know how awful it is because you just hear a lot of fear mongering about it on the media, people saying, you know, it's very unpleasant and painful. It really isn't that bad. And listen to me, I'm someone that overthinks everything. If you're feeling symptoms, go get tested. It is not that bad. It's in your nose for 5 seconds. It's like a little bit of a pinch back there, like you've got some water up your nose and that's it. And then it's over. And then, you know, you get to know if you're getting anybody sick, if you have it, because, you know, there's still this thing with people when they're like, oh, but you feel all right. I'm sure you're fine. But it's like not about that with this disease. It could be asymptomatic. So that's why you got to get tested. You're feeling any kind of symptoms, just go get tested. Takes a couple minutes out of your day. Could save a fucking ton of lives, man. Ton of lives. So we got these vaccine hunters now in Ontario. And that's how you get a vaccine. The government is so fucking botched this process of vaccinating this country. We only have fucking 38 million people split into all these different provinces, and they still fucking can't get it right. So there's like just some good Samaritans that are trying to track down where vaccine pop-ups are happening. So that's pretty much how everyone I know has been getting their vaccine, finding this, going on this treasure hunt to hopefully end this thing so things can go back to normal before they start to get really, really bad. But now we're getting all kinds of, there's still a lot of people in the States that don't want to get a vaccine. And it's very easy for them to follow all of the fake myth going around. And, I don't know if you're going to listen to me about this, but listen to what Mark Maron has to say on one of his most recent podcasts about the vaccine.
Don't let anyone tell you not to get vaccinated. This is not the hill you want to die on of COVID. It's not the hill you want to die on or kill somebody of COVID. Look at India. Look at the possibilities. Look what we went through. If you're not too fucking selfish or malignantly and incorrectly fighting for some weird breach of liberty, then just go get the fucking shot. What kind of dumbass world do we live in? Back in the day, it was exciting. Hey, we stopped a fucking disease from killing us, and we all fucking did it. But now it's sort of like, I don't know. Some people might deserve to die. I don't know. I don't trust it. I don't know. Seems kind of dicey. Can't tell me what to do, but I can say you're stupid.
That's Mark Maron. Okay, that's his message for you. Get the vaccine. Don't be stupid. Don't be fucking stupid. I was going to talk about it as part of the health news, but let's just go over this vaccine shedding because this is the most recent conspiracy theory about the vaccine. And so what people are thinking is that they're getting the vaccine, and then the people that are vaccinated are shedding some of the genetic material from the virus, and that's like, having COVID. It's like you're passing it on just the same. And a lot of people are not letting people in their homes who have been vaccinated because of this myth. So the main thing is that it can only happen from a live attenuated vaccine, which means it contains a weakened version of a germ that causes a disease. So that's, the MMR ones like measles, mumps, and rubella, chickenpox, shingles, nasal flu spray, typhoid, all those vaccines have a little bit of the virus in it that is dead and weakened and can't do anything to you. But you can shed some of the weakened virus, usually through your feces. So it's extremely rare that it's going to infect someone else unless you're shitting in their mouth. So, that's just those ones. The COVID-19 one is not this type of vaccine, so it can't shed a virus. The only way it's going to shed a virus is if you get sick and you're shedding the virus, which we've been trying to avoid this whole fucking time. So yeah, I'm going to post an article to it. I usually hyperlink stuff as joke pictures, and I'm going to continue to do that because this is my show and I can do what the fuck I want. But I will send you this link. I will hyperlink it, the shedding or whatever. And you can read about it yourself and just try to, forward it to, that family member who's just, having a hard time and is paranoid and is just reading the wrong surface, top layer of the news and refusing to scuba dive down a little bit to see the fish that actually exist. So, yeah, and that is what I have to say. I can't wait to get the vaccine. I hope it happens soon.
Fitness update.
Well, guys, the fitness update with the way it went, I was doing so well for so long, and then I got those fucking chills a week ago, and I have not worked out in about 10 days. So after this podcast records, I'm going to get back on the exercise bike, and I'm going to get the heart going. I'm going to try and start it up again Sunday night, put something on the TV here while I'm hitting the bike and just do it that way, But I'm not going to beat myself up about it. My appetite was really down this week, so I haven't been eating as many calories as I usually do. So I might be just losing weight that way. I'm going to really try and do that. I'm trying to be a little more conscious of it because I just feel better physically when I don't eat as much, when I don't gorge. So, I'm just working my way through that every day, every minute, every thought. But yeah, you take a week off and then it's like, oh man, is this, I got to start all this up again. I got to get the fitness mojo going again. But it's been so good for me during this stupid time that we live in, so, I'm going to get back into it. I'm going to aim for 3 to 4 days this week that I'll do it. We'll see how it goes. And, if I struggle some days, I'm not going to beat myself up about it, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. So, yeah, let's just, it's incremental things. And I feel like if you're not stressing out so hard on one goal, it might swoop around and you might just accomplish it anyway, without it being this engulfing thing in your life, So that's where I'm at kind of right now. And, feeling better this, the end of the week. So hopefully, get the shot soon and I'm ready to start pounding my chest like a damn ape. Let's move on to some health news.
Health news. News that is health related.
I know I said it was health news, but we're going to start the health news off with some birthday shout-outs because we have not done that yet. Come on, you thought I forgot? Oh my God, Rosario Dawson is 42 years old. You remember her from Rent and other stuff. 42, that's pretty good. John Corbett is 60, Northern Exposure. I like him in that. Also Sex and the City, 60 fucking years old. I can't believe it. Grace Gummer. Grace Gummer, Meryl Streep's daughter with the worst name in showbiz. Mammy and Grace Gummer. Just, they were really trying to dissuade them from going into showbiz with those names. Grace Streep. Gummy, Mummy Streep. What was the other one? I don't know. She's 35. Happy birthday, Grace. Candace Bergen. She's 75. 75er for Candace. Murphy fucking Brown. Be on her tombstone one day. She's 75. Jesus. Sooner or later, you're going to see Elvin again. Who else we got here? Joe Carnahan. Cree Chichio. Glenda Jackson's 85. Amy Hill, 68. You might remember her from the Seinfeld episode where George's dad talks about his affair he had in South Korea. I think it was South Korea. And it was with Amy Hill. So that's the one thing I always remember her from. Not a ton of well-known people for me, Daniel Frenese's 43. Now, Marshalline Bertrand, she would have been, 61. She died in 2007. Allie Mills. You remember her, the mom from, the Wonder Years. The Wonder Years mom. Her picture looks like it was taken in 1991, so I don't know what she's doing these days. But she's fucking 70. 70 years old. They bring that show back. She could be the grandma. Wonder Years, my God. My fucking God. And, that's pretty much it. I just want to wish everybody, if I didn't get you, if I saw your name and I didn't get you, like J.A. Boyona, I'm sorry, man. Happy fucking birthday, okay? I got a fucking show to do, though. Because we're going to talk some fucking fitness, health news, fitness, health, Health news. You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about Prince Philip's fucking workout regimen. Found out that he does an old Royal Canadian Air Force, not an Air Force routine. That would be like pulling on your nose and whatnot. But he did this program called the 5BX, which is a Canadian Air Force routine. And he did it his whole life, and it's pretty simple. You know, you just have like a solid 12 minutes or 11 minutes a day, and you got to do some like jumping jacks and push-ups and crunches, and then, you know, you start running on the spot, and you know, it's kind of like what I've talked about before in these, like I've pretty much been doing them just a little bit more stressful of exercises with the 7-minute workouts. You know, it's like you can have a really good workout in a small amount of time as long as you target different groups and you know, keep your heart rate up and like are doing cardio at the same time, you know, so it can be very effective. So I'm not surprised that, you know, he lived till 99. His sizes never changed. He was always like the same size pretty much, even into his 80s and 90s. And, you know, he stayed in shape that way. And I got to say, he's a lean guy. I'd say, yeah, he never looked like, you know, he's living in fucking England. He's living in London with all this deep fried, horrible food there. Deep fried Mars bars and chippies and fish. And oh my God, everything's battered. Probably not at Buckingham Palace, but, you know, every once in a while he's got to get out and have a little fishy chip. He's got to have a little fishy chip every once in a while. So 5BX, you might want to check that out and stay fit. You know, something you could do in your apartment during this fucking dark time we're living in. Do a 5BX, do some friggin' jumping jacks. But also, you know, if you can have access to playing cricket, sailing, carriage driving, regular walks, that'll help too. You know, it's not like he just did this and then went about his day being, you know, the Queen's husband. But yeah, I think it's, I'm on board. I think I'm going to fucking try it out. Maybe I'll give it a shot, do it for a week, see how it feels. I fucking hate running on the spot. I do this in the 7-minute workout, so fucking, I'm already way ahead of this shit. But the running on the spot is very difficult. It's very tiring. But I might do it today because I fucking need to, you know, I need to burst out of stuff. And I'm not talking diarrhea, okay? So the other thing I want to talk to in health news, just an hilarious thing. You know I'm talking about Peloton. You know I'm always shit-talking Peloton that they're going to fucking go out of fucking business and shit soon. They're going to have some big problem, and what's going to happen, they're recalling all of their treadmills. All. What, the TX9? No. All. The 44.6K9? No. All. They're recalling all the treadmills. It pretty much ate a child. There's a video online. You can find it. I will not post that. It's disgusting. He's all right, but it did eat him. It ate him. And, you know, so if you do have a Peloton treadmill and you haven't heard about this recall, you need to get in touch with them. And I'm sure they're very excited to get your call and get that fucking shit going. I bought a massage gun. I haven't talked about that yet on the pod. Have you guys been using a massage gun? All the celebrity athletes and shit use them. You're starting to see them turn up at the side of track and field. Guys are buzzing their legs. You know, you get a little bit of that leg buzz, that little shribble dibble, a little wave, muscle wave going, the tribble trabble. So that's been going on quite a bit in the sports world. And, you know, it just jackhammers your muscles. That is the point of it. And I use it on my legs a lot because of the bike, my fucking quads get so tight. So I've been using it when they feel extra tight, and it seems to loosen it up. Seems to be pretty damn good, if I say so my goddamn self. But it's there's about 1 million different kinds. You know, there's the one original kind, which is like the Theraputin. What is it? Some Theragun? Theraputin. And then there's just a million different ones. So I found one that, it was a Tautronic one. It seemed to be reviewed and it seemed to be okay. And it hasn't had a problem. I feel like the battery lasts a long time. I'm impressed with the battery system. And it's just good to jackhammer it. I feel like sometimes it leaves a weird sensation in my head if you jackhammer a little too close to your head. But I'm a sensitive touch kind of guy, so but overall I think it is a great investment if you find one that's not too expensive, and they're not really over $100, $150 or something like that for a decent one. If you get the Theragun one, they're going to be more in the hundreds, $300-$400. But if you're someone that needs to work out some knots, get someone to work out a knot on your bag, I recommend a massage gun. Now, some other shit. Got 2 more shits to sniff through here. I started watching The Sons of Sam on Netflix. Now there's a new docuseries out about the Son of Sam killings done by David Berkowitz. Now, what I always knew about David Berkowitz was that he was like insane and thought a dog was like a satanic dog or something was telling him to kill these people. He was being told by a fucking dog. I don't know the dog's backstory. I can't remember, but he did say it was the dog, and I think that turned out to be bullshit. And this whole doc is about this journalist who was like, this doesn't make sense that he was the only shooter. And there's just so many loose ends, and he committed his whole life, the rest of his life, probably like, I don't know, over 20 years, 25 years, almost 30 years, to figuring out what was really behind these Son of Sam killings. It wasn't just Berkowitz. And he has a pretty compelling theory that it was part of this satanic cult that Berkowitz had behind his house. And there was all these other people involved, and every time he investigated one of these people, they'd end up dead. So it's just a little wild. And yeah, I do think that David Berkowitz, as he says, was present for all those murders, but I don't think he was the shooter. And I think he's only a shooter in a couple of them. So that's pretty fucked up. Worth a watch. You think you know a serial killer one day, and then the next day everything changes, Now it's like, oh, you're not so tough. You're not so tough, Mr. Berkowitz. Like, oh, come on. Come on, tell us the truth. Give us some names. And then, maybe we'll give you a free granola bar or something, He's been in jail for like 30 years. He'll never get out. It's Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day today. Everyone's got that stress, the stress of, calling, making sure she knows she's loved, appreciated. I get real stressed out about it. I never know what to, I'm bad at sending cards, timing cards. I've ordered very few flowers in my day. I'm not a very good flower buyer. You can ask my wife. Just I don't know. Am I innately lazy? I don't know. I just I resent it in some ways where, I understand that it's just a nice thing, tell your mom, who cares? Who cares if it's a greeting card fucking scam? A green card trying to make a fucking buck. Who cares? Just tell you, it's a nice thing to do. And moms like it, so what am I supposed to do? Last thing I'm going to do, at least I'm going to do is I'm going to make a call, okay? I'm really sick of Elon Musk. This is the last thing I will say. This is the other shit, the last shit. I'm talking about Elon Musk. I don't know what that fucking guy is. He looks a bit like a melted idea that an alien has of the human race. There's something about him that looks like, he has to pull his head back a little bit to get the drooping skin onto his alien frame. And then he's married to another alien from a different planet. Like, she's the strangest little thing in the world. I've never heard her music. I don't think I would like it. I resent the name of their child. I think it's stupid. I don't know what this billionaire thinks having kids is a big joke. Now this kid's got a weird fucking, like he's a robot or something. Is he a droid? Oh, Grimes would definitely give birth to some kind of droid. It's like, oh, it's part robot. Like, even if it's just like I don't know, just like a joint or an eye that's bionic. I don't know what the fuck the kid has, but he's going to have a hard time. He's like, can I just like change my name to Lenny or something? I have to have this fucking like math equation. What if he hates math? He's going to hate writing his name. So fucking dumb. But I just don't understand this thing with going to Mars, okay? That's what I want to talk about. Get the fuck off this Mars shit. Nobody wants to go live on Mars. The air's fucking toxic. It's fucking carbon dioxide. We can't breathe the fucking air. You want to go to Mars and never have a goddamn breeze on your face again? You know the smell of being on a cheap fucking WestJet airplane? It smells like recycled fart, right? Because everybody on those planes are so bunched in, they start to aggressively shit themselves during mid-flight. And I've been guilty of it too. And you just know that there's this fart scent circulating on those planes. It's like, it's almost like the air has a bit of metal or something into it, you know? It's like, it smells like dirt. It smells like ass dirt. And, you know, I just think that's all we'd be breathing in on Mars. You know, it's not like we'd grow some plants and that would provide oxygen inside our dome. I don't think that's going to happen. And Elon Musk is joking about how he's like, yeah, everyone's going to die on the way there. It's like, it's so far, we're going out of the protective zone of radiation, so you're going to get fucking cucked unless some very fancy space equipment keeps you from getting cancer on your way there. It's just like, we got so many issues here, man. This planet is so fucked. And we want to, like, even if we could go to Mars, do you think the masses are going to go to Mars? No. It's going to be like 10 people. 10 rich fucking people. It's so fucking dumb. I'm so fucking sick of Mars. I wish Mars would move away even farther just so we couldn't see it with a telescope, because people think it's right next fucking store. And this idiot wants to, he's a fucking gomer. I know he's a genius, but he's also a fucking gomer. And he's an alien who needs to pull his fucking head back because sometimes it droops. Sometimes he pretends to fucking dance and stuff. And it just all looks like you've watched a couple of tapes of humans interacting and you're doing your best, but you could have used one more viewing before trying to pull off passing as one. So Elon Musk, just chill the fuck out and keep making your batteries for Tesla, because that's the shit that we need. You know, figure out how to fucking get us off the grid and onto the Tesla battery. You fucking weirdo. This is episode 65, guys. Retirement age. That's what 65 is in Canada, but you can't fucking retire. You can never retire because you've got no investments. You're a goddamn millennial. What are you supposed to do, Jack?